Kelly, I guess you guys were rolling those first two sets. What do you think changed? Do you think OU picked it up? Did y'all struggle in those or the third and fourth set?
Yeah, they definitely OU made some adjustments, and we were just slow to adjust to their adjustments. I think we got into a little bit of a passing rut, struggled to side out, and they were able to get on some runs, and we just weren't getting on runs. So luckily, we were able to turn it around in the fifth set a little bit and come out with a win. But we're definitely looking forward to making some changes and playing better tomorrow.
Next question from Bryce Cherry.
Callie, excuse me, Callie, to have Kara and Yasi and Marika, those caliber of hitters, how fun is that for you as a setter?
Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. I mean, I've never played with such amazing hitters, amazing teammates. It's just an absolute blessing for me. I mean, they make me look good. I mean, obviously Yasi, National Player of the Year, but then Kara last week went 12 for 14, no errors, hit like 8 something, which is just absolutely unheard of. She's been playing really great, played really great tonight. We wish we could have used her more later in the set, but it was hard to find her when passing started to break down. But same with Marika. It's a lot of fun playing with them, and I'm definitely blessed to have teammates like them.
How do you know when to call your own number? Because you obviously had some great dumps in there for points.
I think sometimes it's just a feel. I can see when the middle's going with them, and then sometimes my bench or my coaches or my teammates that are on the bench and able to see more of the game can tell me like, hey, this is open, and so it's a combination of all three of those.
Back to Jerry Hill.
Kelly, you talked about Keaton, when we talked to you in media. What was that like? And did you guys have some interaction on the court?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a friendly competition. She's one of my best friends, and I love getting to play against her. But it is fun, I'm serving at her. She's trying to pass. She's trying to get 3 passes, and so we definitely compete, but it is in a loving way, and so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I see those last 2 swings you had on that final volley. They just seem like, you were not going to be denied. Obviously, they managed to dig out one of them, which was pretty amazing play. But do you, in that moment, are you just like, do you have a little extra energy or anything?
I have a sense of urgency, and I'm dialed in more and more focused because it's like, okay, I need to make sure that I do well right now and do my job as a hitter, or as a passer or as a blocker, whatever the case may be. So if Marika's on fire right now, I'm going to make sure my passes are dialed in. If Lachey's hot right now, I'm going to make sure my passes are dialed in. Like, it just depends on what the team needs at that moment. So the team needed me to hit in that very moment. So I just made sure that I gave it everything that I had and left nothing on the table. So that's just my mentality going into that.
Jerry?
Yeah, see, 1,500 kills tonight and a lot more. And I think you passed Katie, too, so that's another milestone.
Oh, what?
Or maybe, I don't know.
Not yet.
But anyway, y'all struggled in that third and fourth sets. Talk about maybe what you did to get it turned back around in the fifth.
The fifth set, I feel like a lot of more people were dialed into what we were doing in our side, because there are just some things that you can't control. If somebody gets a really good kill, okay, move on to the next point. I feel like the third and fourth set, we were kind of like, okay, like they're coming around now. Okay, like we'll get it back, no biggie. But we just weren't as dialed in as we were the first and second set, because the first set we could have won probably like 25-12, but we had a few errors and everything. But I just feel like we let up a little bit, and then the fifth set we just made sure that we took care of what we could take care of and managed our swings and just kept everything in play.
Harper?
Harper. Oh.
Yeah, sorry. I think I was muted there for a second. So y'all have had a close game with Oklahoma this year and last year. What makes Oklahoma a tough team to play for y'all?
I just feel like they have a lot of offensive weapons, and with their new addition, 23, I feel like with her being a freshman, it was kind of like new a little bit. And last year they didn't utilize the big as much. So with that being said, it was just, different. This season, I feel like we let up too much, I guess. I don't know. They're just a good team. I feel like they're just well-rounded and solid in pretty much every position.
Thank you, everybody, for your patience. I really appreciate it. Great coach told me you can shear the sheep often, but you can only slaughter them once. And we might have just had that one time and just how we were playing after the first two sets. So if the message doesn't sink in after tonight, we're in trouble moving forward. But I love how we respond at Kansas. It's we played two great sets that looked like this last weekend. And, just the difference between focused and unfocused in there. So discouraging way to finish. The only positive is it looks like a W 5 weeks from now.
Questions for Coach Jerry Hill.
Ryan, you said felt like the team kind of lost focus, but did Oklahoma did they change some things up? Did they bring it more in that third and fourth set?
The recipe to have something like that is for us on our end is if you start passing, what we grade as a 2-ball that aren't perfect passes, but are just kind of high and up that aren't really allowing us to keep our tempo. It's kind of in that gray area. So we really got to work extra harder to keep the tempo, but the easy thing is to run slow. So now their blockers and their defense are all set up. So, it's a lot of that first touch. If it's not good there, then our second touch on Cali, we really got to put a more premium of being precise with our location, our tempo to be disruptive of blocking defense. But we kind of got lulled into not passing as well, putting balls up. And then the flip side is we obviously dominated the first two. Is they were at a point where there was zero pressure, and we always say, like, when you swing hard, good things happen on our end. So we got to make sure when they swing hard, we're not bailing them out. And that was one of those things where, our block pulled off when they took some big swings and kind of left our defense alone on it. We were horrifically slow to pick up the tips, which really, we talked about for the first two sets. And so, but then we gave those up for some reason, in set 3 and 4 on that. But no, they were swinging harder. I'm not sure they were passing any better, but funny things happen if our block's just not well formed and balls are bouncing around. When we did get free balls, we did get good touches, we didn't make them pay for it. That really is the frustrating part is we were tipping balls back at them. And so we didn't convert in transition at all. The first set, they tip a ball, Marika digs it, we're right back to Kara running in the middle in transition. And then, sets 3, 4, 5, they tip and Marika's sprawling on the floor, forgetting to run through it. And if we get it up, we're just giving them an easier ball back. So, again, we haven't found our identity yet as a team this year. We know what Baylor volleyball is like, but in some of the grind times, we're still Callie's being a good voice. We saw good things from Yasi. Obviously, not having Lauren is a bummer because Lowe is such a good matchup for Oklahoma for us with their undersized setter over there, and Lowe hits line well. So going into it, it was she probably was going to be the focal point for us in a lot of that transition. So. We shifted gears. Like I said, we did it great, but we just weren't sustainable. So probably makes it a dogfight tomorrow instead of a three sweep kind of deal.
Bryce?
What is the injury to Lauren?
It was a concussion. She did it to herself. She's such a heavy hitter. our blockers did get on it, and so she actually scored the point, but hit it, and it came right back at her right when she swung it, went back over the net for a point. So it was a boom, boom, boom kind of deal. But if she's got a real heavy arm, and you can imagine a full swing, maybe if you're hitting it right into a wall and it comes back and hits you. So she should be fine. She's not showing any symptoms, but you got kind of those mandatory hours you gotta make sure. So
there at the end of the fifth set, it's 13-13. Marika gets a big kill for you guys, and then on that last volley, I mean, it just seemed like Yasi wanted it. I mean, they dug one of them out, but I mean, how much do you like having her on your side?
always like having her on our side, and we all know she's not back to her form of last year yet, and but winners win. Yassi's a winner, and you find a way in that. So I love how well she's kind of carrying the team emotionally right now, where last year she could do it for us physically, but definitely at the end she did both, and again, I think those great athletes are able to find that second gear when it's needed. We're really trying to pull that out of Marika. We've seen it in her. It just has to happen more sustainably. So she kind of turned into a ghost most of the match, but we cycled through a bunch of outsides. We really had nothing left, so we needed those kills from Marika.
Jerry?
Ryan, the way that the last three sets went, do you have to figure out another way to win, or do you just, get the focus back and play like you did those first two sets?
There's some other things we need to add for tomorrow. The focus is a big part of it. Like I said, we didn't convert when we did get some stops in the third, fourth, fifth set, which is really discouraging. And we didn't play aggressive enough. I hated the passiveness of our team in there. And again, how did we win 13-13? Callie jacks the ball and Marika takes a big heavy swing. You need some big swings for big points or real intentional abilities to score. So, and Yasi did that to finish it off, and really the first two sets kind of looked like that, right? It was pass set. Kara was hitting the ball on the floor before their blockers even got off the ground in the speed. And then we just kind of gradually slowed down and stalled. And, our service game has not been good.
Harper?
In the sets that y'all did lose tonight, your hitting percentage took a huge dip. Would you attribute that to lack of focus as well?
Yeah, for sure. I think, it all kind of multiplies sometimes. Your first touch is good, and your second touch is better, and your third touch gives you the kill and the result. Our first touch is bad, and then the second touch got a little bit worse, and then the third touch is atrocious. That's kind of what we want is to, hey, if the first touch isn't there, that the second touch, it's normally a setter Callie can make up for it. Callie was okay, but then we got a little flat. That's when Callie and Lock-in have been great. Those are the matches where we just push through, where they make these not so perfect passes somehow turn into great swings and a good offense. But then the other part of it is, and this is where we've been most inefficient this year in the matches we've struggled in, is when the second touch isn't there, the third touches need to be more dynamic. So the ability to step close, to be able to control the ball off the hand and hit the location on the court that we want. Not spatch it out, not roll it to the libero, not make it an easy tip for them to come back and hit at us. And so we all three touches were bad in the third sets, last three sets.